Hello. Happy Monday's Day, aka Monday. It's a little late. I didn't even realize what time it was. Whew. Oops. We'll see if anybody's awake. I'm sure everybody's scrolling the internet. Mine apparently doesn't want to work right now. Here we go. Transmission video number 8. Number 8. 8 is the number of the goddess, Mother Earth, symbol for abundance. One of my, oh my god! Look at that! I didn't even try to do that on purpose. I honestly set up the camera so my Guy Fawkes mask was visible. And I totally forgot that my figure 8 was here. So, transmission number 8. Hi Lauren, I see that you are watching. Exciting, exciting, exciting. How is everyone? So yeah, transmission video number 8. I've been, I went back and forth today with, do I name this something else, or am I going to title this transmission video number 8? And then I had a discussion with Ashley earlier after getting out of work, and I was like, yeah, this is definitely transmission video number 8. So yeah, here we are. Number 8. So yeah, so happy first of the month. It's the first of the month. I know I listened to Bone Thugs today. But yeah, so to get down to the nitty gritty, over 10 years of visions I've been having leading up to this moment. And actually talking about Ashley earlier, I was realizing it a little more on, I mean, we always realize it when we talk about certain things, the connections that they have. So, basically, for over 10 years now, I've had a series of visions, dreams, and things that have happened that kind of lead up to this moment. So, to begin, let's see, like over 10 years ago, I had this dream. I'm just going to start with this really quick, and I'm going to go into a few different things, especially about the previous transmission videos I have been doing, and how they're connected and leading up to what's going on right now, and a reason why I know now why. And of course, I suggest through these transmission videos, and especially the sun worker videos I did about connecting with the energy of the sun. And these are things that I've been getting with my seer ability that I feel humanity needs to understand and heed as a warning, in a sense, to understand, to move forward with ease. Now, when we don't like I feel this with friends and stuff when I tell them these messages, that we kind of deal with what the fuck when we don't heed those warnings. And I'm not saying I know everything. I'm just saying I see a certain way of the future, of the path that's going to be weaved, in a sense, and by me, like, letting you know, hey, this would be a good idea to try doing right now, during this time, actually try doing it, and see if it makes it different, because I know when times I haven't listened to what I've received, it made the path a little rocky, to say the least, but in those moments where I did listen to it, and did kind of prepare in that manner, I could see it almost outside looking in versus having to deal with it. So, I just want to touch on, now this is a connection that I didn't even really want to talk about, but I'm going to start talking about it. Because basically a lot of these, I've been just calling them transmission videos, but these have been coming in for years now. So, over 10 years ago, I had this dream where I was suddenly walking to my home, my street. It was kind of in a state of panic. This is the most prominent dream. This is something that I've always kind of paid attention to. And with me, when something that has reoccurred or come up and come up and come up, I have to pay attention to it. I have that nagging feeling. I have to understand, all right, this is very important right now. So back to this, around 10 years ago, having this dream where I'm walking to my house, and it's kind of frantically, in a sense, and it was very sunny. It was a nice day. I remember the day, the temperature, everything. And when the sky is that way, I get a little nervous, I will admit. But then all of a sudden, there was this almost molten fire falling from the sky. Okay? And then before it hit me, I woke up. So this is one dream. This happened. I always kind of thought about it. I was like, oh my God, what does this mean? Years go by. I start having more dreams. I start having now hear me out here. This is something I'm not figuring out, but kind of putting together more connections and seeing that they are related to what's kind of going on right now. And the way they come in for me is the way I visually understand it. Now everybody gets information differently. So that dream happened. I also, around the same exact time, had another dream that was a similar area. Not a similar area, but a familiar area. Plainfield Pike, you all may know this, where Walmart is. It was actually abandoned. And the only thing that was around was almost like the back of 18-wheelers without the front of the truck. So it was like the bed was just abandoned and empty, and there was nothing there. There was almost like ragweeds in the dust, like think of like the Old West, and like nothing around. So that had happened around the similar time. So I was like, wow, what the fuck? Like, no, this is like 11 years ago or so, like over 10 years ago. It's 2020. This is definitely got to be like 2009. I mean, over 10 years ago, like 11 years ago. So those happened around the same time. I actually wrote down a little schematic so I could remember, because, I mean, I have it written down in other journals, but I just wanted to do a quick run through for the video. But, so basically, those happened at the same time. Not long after, a few years later, I started having more feelings and more visions of a similar instance of the deserting and almost revolution type energy. Let's see. So then I started having this dream. This is a wild dream. This was actually like, well, Ashley's been in business. Hi, Inez. Hi, how are you? Ashley's been in business for, 6 years? So this was maybe her first year in business. So this was like 5 years ago. So I'm jumping from 10 years ago to 5 years now. Now, remember, a lot of other things happened in the mix of all this. These are just the prominent visions that I connected to right now. There are many other ones that have happened in between and other situations with people and things and surroundings and everything that's pretty fucking wild, to say the least, really. And some of you watching do understand what I'm getting at, and like in some of them to an extent. So, anyways, so the connection with that there, I always kind of paid attention to that. So Ashley was probably in business a year or so, and you all know she has those alien statues. So when she first started getting them in, I think she had Ashtar first. So I'm like, I don't know, I have this fucking wild dream, and I've had dreams. I had dreams about my uncle before he passed away, connected my mom and him after not talking for a long time. Like, I have dreams that happen. And I know a friend of mine, I had this wild dream about her mom, and then realized when I woke up, oh my God, her mom passed away. I have to tell her this dream. And it was the best message she could have ever received. So, things do happen. And this one here was like, I didn't want it to happen. A lot of the dreams sometimes I don't want to happen, but then they end up being a metaphor or a way to play out the scenario of what is happening. So, it's pretty crazy when you put it all together. So, I have this dream. Ashley's about a year in business, I would say, and she's she had her statues or whatever. She's into the Arcturians and stuff. So, I have this dream, and these short Arcturian-like beings with human skin, but their heads were shaved. Now, mind you, what was going on? I'm going to just tell you what these beings looked like first, and then I will tell you the scenario of what was going on in this dream. So, they were shorter, definitely shorter than me. Their heads were kind of shaved, blue eyes, and skin color. But they made me think of the Arcturians, and I was like, wow, this is really, I was like, oh, cool. Like, I felt cool when I saw them. So now, what's happening in this dream is it's almost like a train station. It looks like a train station or like just some public area of transportation, but the transportation were army vehicles and almost like Nazi war camp type vehicles, herding people into these trucks. And there was people getting all crazy, and like a lot of people were following, but there was a lot of people that weren't following, okay? So all of a sudden, these two beings, those blue eyes, Arcturian-like looking beings with human skin tone, in clothes like us, walked right up to me and the person I was with. Actually was my twin flame, oddly enough. So this is another reason I understand this dream was very prominent. And come over to us and say, come with us, we're with V, we'll save you. And I was dying. Of course I went. They said they were with Ashley. I was like, cool. So I always felt a little reassured when that happened. Okay? 2 days later, I go into the shop, and what does Ashley get? Her new statues. Her new alien statues. And what is it? This one statue? Her name is Talisa. And she is a ice blue-eyed, almost looking Arcturian alien. And it was the same exact shaped head, facial features, and everything, except they were masking as a human skin. So it was pretty wild that this information came in. So that was one of the dreams after that happening. Okay, and these are just connecting to what's going on right now. And don't worry, I have an outcome for things. And then I also had a dream about Ashtar, it was a similar situation, but this was more like universal threat, or like, out of this world threat coming in and kind of like not taking over, but they were coming in trying to, like, you get what I'm saying, right? Aliens and stuff like that. But for the point of the story is Ashtar came and saved us, okay? So these two energies are high vibrational beings that are here to help us. Keep this in mind, okay? So now, this has been playing out for about 10 years. The rain, now this is the catastrophic, like, the disaster, the bad things happening. To me, I feel they're all connected because in the last 6 months, I've had them almost replaying in my brain. So they're coming up very prominent to me and almost nagging me. So to me, in my seer ability, that's like, all right, those are connected to right now. All those times I'm like, I hope it's not that dream, or I wonder if it's connected to that dream. No, it's right now. That dream is connected. Those dreams, those visions are connected to right now. So, and there's other ones that have happened that I want to bring up as well. It's late. I've been doing a lot of channeling today. So those are dreams that I've had in the past. Those are not just understanding that there is like a destructive energy coming, but also understanding there is a higher vibrational energy helping us out if we are there to get it. If that makes sense, if you're catching my drift. So those dreams happen, so that Talisa dream happened like 5 years ago. So like 2 years ago. This was a waking vision. This wasn't a dream. This was actually when I was in the shop. I don't know if I was opening in the shop. It was definitely in the morning. It was before I was open. Maybe I was closing. Either way, I'll never forget it. It was the feeling that came over me was so like, and this is the first vision I thought of the day they said the lockdown. This is exactly what I thought of. And it seems like that was starting to play out after. So I had this vision. When I say vision, sometimes it's almost as if I'm in the present of that vision. So I'm almost experiencing it where it's automatically a memory in my brain, if that makes sense to you guys. So I get in this vision as almost I'm living it. So it so instantly comes in where, okay, that I'm familiar to that. I understand what that is. I feel what that is. I see what that is. and it just rushed over me. But it was the feeling of the Great Depression. And I'll never forget calling Ashley when it was happening and frantically saying, and this has happened a few times, I've said to Ashley and Danielle many times, hey, this is really fucked up and I have to tell you. And I don't know why this is happening right now. But I called her right up and I said, I don't know why, I'm getting this fucking feeling of the Great Depression and just coming right over me. And all this panic and worry and distress and franticness came over. It was very, very unsettling. I want to say that was about 2 years ago. I do have it written down in a journal, and I should go back and timestamp. Will says, let's see what you say, because I see this is a big comment. I've had the same message that there was a war for Earth at this time, in a way not like a war to take it over, but to persuade the outcome of the Earth in a way. Wild, it was the same name, Ashtar, not Ashtar. Oh, Commander Ashtar. Yeah, I'll send you a link about him so you can see a little more. But yes, I totally getting to that. That's awesome. I love that you're on the same wavelength. So this Great Depression feeling came in. Overpowered me fucking hard. It was crazy. And I was like, Ashley. She's like, great. I'm like, I don't think it's us. I think it's in general. It's like humanity as a whole. Like, I was like, but, some are going to experience it more than not. And at the time, I kind of was like, well, this could fit to me right now. But not really. But, we all have that mind of, like, it's not enough sometimes. We go through those periods of, like, I just want to be, like, coasting or whatever. We all deal with it sometimes. And, but no, when this shit happened, it was just like my whole body was in the shop. The time of day, the lighting, everything was exactly the same. Me locking the door, because I was locking the door. It was almost like it was insane. It was just right there, the exact moment when I heard all this was happening. So that set in. And then, of course, people stopped working and the money and all that other stuff. And that's how Great Depressions start. That's how, like, crazy things happen. So, I don't know. So those all fit. Those started connecting. So, to me, I feel those dreams, those visions kind of connect to what's going on now. So, what I want to start with, almost like the warning of what was coming in and how to kind of prepare for it, what I was trying to voice to people. And I don't think it's a coincidence that I started to do the transmission videos right after doing the sun worker videos, because the sun worker videos were almost the start of the warnings and helping people understand that they need to pay attention to their energetic frequency, their mind, their sound, and their action. Like, these are important factors. These are, like, what I want people to understand is a big part of my practice as well, is understanding that we're stronger when we connect, like, how do I put this? So I believe the root of magic is creating the world around us, okay? So when we create order within the chaos, we are able to control that. So when we are prepared and understand what's incoming, we are able to control what's going to happen, whether it just be within our own selves. That's definitely going to help the planet and those around us. So basically, what was starting to happen is I was trying to let people understand that connecting to the sun, it was very important. This happened, I want to say, in March, before March. Maybe it was in February. It was definitely in February, I want to say. I did that. I'll pin that sun worker video to the comments when I finish the video. Because I, in that video, chant Suilo, which is harnessing the energy of the sun, which is all about rising high above, no matter what, and kind of getting up there, connecting to your higher self, your intuition, and moving forward without being pulled back, if that makes sense. The sun is high in the sky, knows its place, it gets up every day, it moves forward, and that's, we revolve around the sun. So, I think that when we connect with the energy of the sun, and it's no coincidence, it's Monday, Mani's Day, Moon Day, because I was emphasizing in that video that we should connect more with the sun and not so much with the moon, because certain things with the moon is about releasing and emotion, feeling, and water and stuff like that. We want the sun, we want fire, we want to transmute, we want to create. Will said, I'm so happy I passed by this live. This is the first one. I've caught your awesome kid. Thanks, dude. But, it just comes in. I gotta let people know. So, as I was saying, the sun worker video. This is when I noticed, when I started piecing together these dreams, these visions, the premonitions I've had. The sun worker video is really where it was like, hey, pay attention. Rise up high like the sun. We want you to transmute the energy around you. So you're almost so in sync with yourself that you're just moving effortlessly forward. This is what we want right now. So now what I'm noticing with what's happening, now I'm not following the media, the news like everybody may be. I mean, I'm working, I'm doing the other stuff on the side. So like I'm doing a lot, and I try, and this is part of my way of staying hopeful, peaceful, and positive, is to not totally be ignorant to it and not know what's going on, but also not to resonate completely, entirely in it, because I want to put more energy to the positive outcome. Okay? So, rising high like the sun, But, so what I've noticed is, when I started the sun worker video, I started feeling the energy that was coming into the planet. Okay, so the energy that was coming into the planet, this energy I spoke about other videos in my other transmission videos, it was reawakening the Atlantis energy on the planet. Okay, and not just the good energy, but also the bad energy. But what I want people to understand too is that calling in the energy of the sun, rising up to the sun, it's almost pulling you energetically away from, the closeness of the earth, where the energy that is coming into the planet, that's reawakening the dormant energies that are already on the planet, the Atlantis energy, and other energies that people are just totally not aware of, that have been around for a long time, and things that we don't even understand. Beings, spirits, apparitions, and other things that we're going to start seeing even more, because I feel, and I believe it was prophesied by Sylvia Brown, that we would eventually get to a time where some people would be able to see spirits and beings and otherworldly creatures on a level as you and me. And we can't shut it off anymore. And I'm telling you right now, I'm already experiencing that. So what I believe is that started happening when the energy back in like January was coming in, probably around the new year. What was that, a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse? I don't remember what kind of eclipse it was, but eclipses always bring energy, so you always have to keep that in mind. So I want to say around then, the new energy coming into the planet was almost like a shock wave. It was almost like an electromagnetic wave that kind of shocked the energy that was dormant in the planet and just relivened it. It awakened it. It made it just say, hey, I'm here. So I've noticed the past few days, this is a good example of how it's not only awakening older energies like Atlantis, or even before Atlantis, it's reawakening beings that may have been on this planet, beings that are entering this planet, or things that have already been here that we just haven't noticed before. It's, or they're new. I was at work in the kitchen doing something, and I thought my coworker walked in, and I look up, and no, it wasn't them. It happened again, but it was almost the energy of, hey, what's up? What's going on? What are you doing? That was the energy that came in the second time, where it was like a curious energy. It was definitely not a spirit. It was definitely not the AI energy I was speaking about in the other video. This was definitely an otherworldly being. I don't really know what it was. It didn't feel threatening. It didn't feel dark. It felt young, but not at the same time. So I will definitely look into that a little more and get back to you on that. But I'm sure that some of you empathic people or aware people are understanding the fluctuating energy right now. And this is, to me, why I feel we were supposed to connect to the energy of the sun, rise above it, transmute the energy around us, so we're in turn not affected by those negative influences, the AI energy that was trying to copy us and almost cause us, give us friction and stuff like that, where I feel like a lot of people right now are almost falling victim to that energy, either being unaware of it or feeding into it, and it's causing for a lot of hostile energy around. So, you know, if we're aware of this, at least some of us, we can transmute some of that energy. So, hope, peace, and magic. Another thing I talked about in my other transmission videos is how the manifestation at this time is almost instantly. So another realization of that is the fact that it's more, so manifesting is almost with you're willing something into existence. You're creating affirmations and intention work that will set the tone and will that energy into your life. When you are using magic, now, and I'm saying this, so when you are using magic, you are putting force with the elements and understanding the factors of it, versus the will is kind of more of the hopeful. The magic is more of the forceful, creating that change. But I also feel that that is part of the energy that has come into the planet. And this is why it's reactivated those other energies. So this is almost creating the change instantly. Okay, so instead of it being a manifesting at will, it's more of a magic. It's more of a creation, a force of creation. So yeah, that's what's happening right now. If you're feeling it, let me know. It all kind of led up to that. If you look back at the other transmission videos, if you've watched them, if you've paid attention to them, you might see the connection in that. I feel like don't underestimate it. There is a lot of hatred right now in the world, and now you have to think about it. If you're feeding into that negative energy is going to manifest. If we create change and feed it with more of an outcome or more of a... So understanding the energy that's coming in or here, we're able to create the change for a better or predetermined outcome. So we can almost create that change for the better. But we can't succumb to the other energy. All right. I think that's what that AI energy was trying to teach us. It was almost trying to get you to doubt yourself, to get you to fall victim to those harsh hatred energies, whether towards yourself or others. That hostility is just creating more hostility. So what I want everybody to understand and heed with the transmission videos is realize that we're in a time and age now where energy is everything. Like attracts like, even if it's not something you like. We so much forget this, that we're creating the world around us. So what world are you creating? Are you creating something beneficial, or are you creating more chaos? I like to create order in the chaos. I thrive in chaos. I don't know. Not a lot of people do. I personally do. So I'm kind of in my element right now. But I hope that all of you can find it. I know I put together a couple words. But like I said before, was, if you're aware and connecting, the object of creating the world around you is being aware of your mind, your sound, and your action, your body, your movement. So like your mind being your thoughts, your sound being your voice, and your action being your feel and your gut and your move. So it's also like bringing the creation of the mental into the physical. So be aware of what you're creating into the physical. This is what, hello. I know we can all do it. I mean, instead of complaining about the masses, try and be a change for the masses. Sometimes the M's silent and people follow the asses. So, change for the better. So all the asses aren't following the dumb asses. And I know I had something else I read before I opened this, before I started this, that I thought fit with that, but that is not important. But yeah, so check out the other transmission videos. Everything's coming full circle. I feel that the visions, the dreams that I had before are leading up to now. But, like, I want everybody also to understand, like, just because I had those traumatic visions and dreams and warnings, you gotta understand a lot of my premonitions are in the form of warning and not so good looking, but that's how you change things. So don't misunderstand that message. You know, it's the inevitable. When you prepare for it, you're able to maneuver it better. But there are good. I don't just see bad stuff. That's the point. So, like, if you understand the warning and see it when it's starting to happen, because I notice it happening in front of my face, you know, and I notice it and I miss it. Because I doubt, not that I doubt it, I think, oh, it'll be there in a few. No, take that leap when you see it. There's a reason, you know? Be that positive force, centripetal force, you know? Be that outcome you want to see. Yeah, so I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I'm exhausted. I have to work out in the morning. And you all should move around and get your bodies going and get that movement going, that action. And don't feed the fears. Remember, you're the force. You can't just will something and expect it to just stand in front of your face. You're the force. So force something good into your life and stop falling victim to the negative. Yeah. I've definitely had some good visions too, don't worry. But that's definitely what's happening right now. I feel a little better that those are happening now, because I don't have to think about those stupid visions anymore. And another point of that too is, like, I'm a lot of things are coming. Another thing, the people that moved in next door, I had that dream around the same time I had the freaking dream of the fire and the abandoned trucks up Plainfield Pike. I had the same fucking dream. And these neighbors moved in, and they were always outside at night, rowdy, and they reminded me of, like, the Lost Boys, or, like, I don't know. And they had fires going, and it was weird. The house looked a little different. It had, like, porches on the side, but it was the house. Like, I just knew when I looked out of my kitchen, it was that house. And the people that just moved in next door, oh my God, they're exactly that dream. It's so wild. Yeah. It's insane. It's insane. I couldn't, I was thinking about it earlier when I was cooking. I'm like, wow, like that's right now too. So all those dreams happened while, leading up to now. Those happened a while ago. So starting 11 years ago into, 4 years ago, I would say. So yeah, for like 6 years I had those. You can't believe your own eyes. Yeah, it happens. I mean, I don't believe my sight until I have a vicious fucking reawakening about it. I've had things happen that were such a realization of my sight. Like, it's not that I doubted myself. I always felt like people didn't listen to me, and this is another reason I started these transmission videos, is I was sick of saying it over and over. And people not listening to it. So now I'm like, oh, I'll just put a video out. If they hear it, they fucking hear it. If they don't, they don't. It's not my problem. I put it out there. If only I did these videos back then. I'm not good with timestamps. I just understand when it unfolds, really, kind of the thing. Where I feel like these transmission videos lately have been showing you a way out of that. A way of understanding what's around you. Excuse me. I get like this when information comes in, and I pull on my ear sometimes. But yeah, I've had waking visions of just calling something, and then a couple years later, it physically happening, And the details were not, the fine-tuned details weren't shown to me, but the all-around objective was the outcome I foresaw. Sadly. And it took one that was very, very sad to show me that. But and it was definitely connected to one of my biggest skeptics. So I understand why. Ugh. It's very hard to understand. I mean, it was very hard to understand. I understand now. So when I get those nagging feelings, because that's what that was, a nagging feeling, I have to voice it. I have to get it out. But yeah, so I also expressed in a couple transmission videos before about the energy coming in, what the energy was happening at the time, and it's still happening now, is that you're going to start noticing in people or energy around you that it's going to alter your thoughts or try and manipulate your ways of thinking or your actions and stuff. So just like be aware of that. Don't allow things to deter you or think you're not worth it or think that it's almost like a psychoanalyzing energy or like a standoffish energy. It's going to make you feel like. Don't fall victim to it. It was happening, I'd say a few weeks ago to me. Like I said, timelines I'm not sure of. Right now I feel like that's when that's coming in harder, clearly, with the media. Like I said, I don't follow it wholeheartedly because I try and tip the pendulum in the other direction by not feeding it the energy and sending more healing energy than ever. But, when it's hard, be the light. It's... I don't know. There's going to be a lot of manipulating energy. There's going to be, I mean, I've been saying that for a while, that there's, what did I write here? I wrote in such chicken scratch in some places. Yeah, it was stirring the pot. So the energy that came in was stirring the pot. It was like, hey, I want to mess up all the energy that's like asleep on Earth right now and see what happens. That's almost what happened. So I don't think this is the only hostile energy that's going to happen. I feel like it's different souls, beings, AI carbon copies. I mean, there's definitely going to be fluctuating energy that people are going to be like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? That doesn't feel like a spirit. Pay attention to that stuff. Yep, I'm doing the leg rubbing thing. I didn't even realize it. Another thing I do when I get that Rain Man-like transmission. But yeah, you need to when you start getting certain feelings, you need to be like, whoa, wait a minute, focus, think, and reevaluate. If you have to pause and take a breath, pause and take a breath. Because I feel like there's going to be more manipulating energies. I mean, not just from the energies awakening on the planet, but the energies of humanity that are falling into that. Like, the people that are falling into that are creating more energy of that nature. So, it's kind of multiplying it. So definitely keep that in mind. It's just, I don't know. It's wild. It's like, I think of like, and I guess that's my way to visualize certain energies. So when you think of like Casper the Friendly Ghost and the brothers, the annoying, the tall skinny one, the big fat one that eats and all the food falls out, they're really annoying and they pester you and they come in like an asshole and they're like in your face and they aggravate you and they're trying to mess you up. That's what that energy is doing. That's the best, that's the best way I can describe it. It relates that. I said to Ashley earlier today, I was like, everything reminds me of something, and if it reminds me of certain things, there's a problem. But, I guess with this energy, it's only a problem if you let it become a problem. You couldn't create the world around you. Tell it to go the fuck away. It does not belong around you. But you need to be aware of it. Don't allow it to manipulate your brain wavelengths and allow you to fuck up your steps on your path. Because that's time wasted. It's the time's now to get this shit done. Things are happening quickly. don't backtrack by not stepping forward and dismissing that. So, yeah. 9:30. I think I'm going to cut this off for now. I will go live again soon. This Saturday, yes, the 6th, live on the Ascension Next page. We're going to be doing a live shopping night with the hand-poured carved candles, which I made a whole bunch the other day. I'm going to go in tomorrow and make some. I think I might make some on Thursday. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. Because I have a lot of other creations that are going to be set to drop in about 2 weeks. I'm not going to say anything else. And I keep giving these, I'm going to drop it the second, third week of June. So the second, third week of June, I will be dropping some new creations that you have no idea about. No idea. I bet you could guess, but I'm not going to tell you. Will, I'm writing that down. Love that. I'm backtracked by not stepping forward. Don't backtrack by not stepping forward. Yeah, like, well, think about it. If you're not stepping forward, you're missing those little opportunities to excel in your path. You're backtracking. Because then, when you realize you missed the opportunity, you're like, oh, fuck. Now I gotta restart. And then you've got to take another step forward. But if you already have to go back because you fucked up that first step, you're backtracking. So, you know, just move forward, man. It's the way of the beast, the way of the Vikings. Go forward. Way of the sun. Rise above it all. But yeah, so I'll be live again. Maybe I will go live. My daughter graduates Wednesday. They're going to do some crazy appointment only. Luckily, I can get her a picture on the stage, I guess. But that's going to be different. But so proud of her. So candles, graduation, shopping night Saturday, crazy new inventions, Tesla inspired. I'm just saying that. That's the only hint you're getting. And Atlantis energy. But, yeah, I love you all beautiful people. And please watch my other transmission videos. You can find them on my page. If you're curious about anything else that I offer, my rune readings or Nordic drum clearings, double check the website and my page, and you can find out more. But for now, blessed Mani's Day and first of the month, and I will see you all soon. Peace, love, and blessings. Bye.